Okay, let's check out the binary compensation plan. Binary, the team builder. You'll see why in a minute. This is the best team building program in the industry, and Agile Enterprises has the most lucrative compensation plan within that industry. So what is binary? Binary simply means two. When you come into the binary program, you simply have a left side and a right side to your business. Everybody has a left side and a right side. And when you introduce your team members or your personal contacts, you can either place them on your left side of your business or the right side of your business. And it's your choice where you place your personal contacts. So for this exercise or this demonstration, the people in red, and we'll say they're men for the demonstration, are your personal contacts. They're your team members. So your third person can either go on the left side or the right side. In this particular instance, we've got one on the left and one on the right. So you now have four people that you've personally introduced to the business. Incidentally, your top two people have actually got people placed underneath them, which is quite exciting in this program. So this particular gentleman right here, he starts his binary program, his binary business, and he introduces one person on his right hand side, who in turn gets another person on his right hand side. You do not know these two people. They have just appeared in your business, and they can go on to start their Agile business. But you'll see that the team will help the team, and everybody profit shares with everybody else's efforts. It's quite a exciting plan. So your fifth person that you've introduced can either go on your left side or your right side. For this demonstration, we'll put your left person right here on the right side of your business. Now this is actually quite significant and quite exciting because the four people between you and that person do not know this person, and he can go on to build a huge Agile business, and those four individuals can profit share in all of his efforts. So he's got a right side and a left side to his business. He places a person on the right side, who then in turn places another person on the right and another. So let's take a look at this particular person's binary business. He has a right side to his business, which is growing quite well, and he has a left side to his business, which is not growing that well at the moment. So his next person he places on his left side of his business, who in turn gets a person who goes on the left if he chooses, and this person then goes on the left as well. So his left side and his right side of his business is growing, and in fact he's starting to become a nice little business. Now incidentally, all that activity on the left hand side of his business, on that left hand side there, is actually in your right hand side. So that left hand side business is actually all in your right hand side of your business. So that's how binary works. Now let's talk about something quite exciting, and that's the international side to this business. So the international side to binary is very exciting, and the team building exercise becomes exponentially exciting because of the fact that we can actually participate in many countries throughout the world with the Agile binary program. Let's see how this works. You've introduced a person, and let's say that person's in New Zealand, your home country. Your next, or the next person for this example, goes in Australia. Now the person in New Zealand does not know that person in Australia, so now they have a business in Australia, and so do you. Now that person in Australia happens to know somebody in the USA, so the person in Australia and New Zealand now have a business in the USA. That person in turn knows somebody in Canada. Our compensation plan, Agile, tracks every single part of this in live time, and you can be compensated in many different countries. Now here's something quite magical in this team building process, and this is what this is all about really. Your fifth person was introduced and placed, as you can see, on that fifth right hand side, and he in turn is a New Zealander. But the exciting part about this program is the person in Canada does not know him, the person in the USA does not know that person, the person in Australia doesn't, and for that matter even the person in New Zealand may not know that person. So this is a very powerful and significant part of our team building process. Now this person in New Zealand could be the star of that particular part of your business, and he could go on to build a huge business and introduce a few people on his left and right in many different countries, and you can be compensated, and your team can be compensated in many different countries. Through a series of contacts, somebody ends up in the UK. Now for the purpose of this demonstration, that could be just, what's that, 5 or 6 down, 7 down in your team on the right hand side, but that could in actual fact be 50, 100, 400, 2,000 people down. The series of contacts, people who know people who know people, and this is how the binary process works. It's a team building exercise where you can capitalize on many, many people's efforts in many different countries. That particular person in the UK may go on to build an absolutely huge business, and everyone between you and that person can be compensated on all their efforts. Binary is truly an amazing team building program.